Hello there. Today we will be taking a look at not only this Rex helmet, which I really love the figure I built. There is a video on this. I will probably leave it tagged on the end screen so you can watch it after watching this video. But we'll also be comparing this to the Boba and Trooper helmet. Two very different helmets that link very well with this Rex. And honestly, without the Stormtrooper and Boba Fett helmet, we wouldn't have a Rex helmet looking this good. So I'm going to get straight into the comparison. But of course, we don't need the full Rex figure, so look away because Rex will be beheaded in 3, 2, 1. And now let's cut straight to the review. So by looking at these three helmets, you can either definitely see the resemblance between the middle one to both of Boba and the Trooper, or perhaps you're not seeing it as clearly as I. But first things first, let's remove these stands as we are only comparing the helmets. I'm pretty sure throughout the three of them, the stands are pretty much the same. So as you can see, the helmet height is a bit similar in the three of them. And I guess Boba's helmet does come off with a few more pieces. I'm just going to put this to the side and continue because obviously the three of these are based all on the similar premise. Boba being the clone of Jango, Rex also being a clone of Jango and the Stormtrooper. I guess probably being a clone. Maybe this is from when they phased out clones. And as you can see with all the three helmets here, they definitely show some resemblance. There's the similar printed pattern on Rex and the Trooper's mouthpiece. And if you actually flipped this mouthpiece upside down, it looks like the Trooper is smiling, very happy. It's a fun little modification you can make to yours. But on the side of the Trooper and Rex helmet, you can see there's a similar printed pattern. In fact, it looks like they've used more or less the same sticker as they did here, which, if they do have the exact same design, is a very nice crossover. You can also see a similar piece on the side here, though with Rex's helmet, it's built very differently and much more concise than the Trooper. I believe there is a bar element holding in these pieces on the left sort of ear, which is where you could clip a visor or any other custom accessories. Like on the right here, we've got a viewfinder, which, as you've seen, is very similar to Boba's, made a lot more concisely again, and a lot more delicate than Boba's, as Boba's is on a hinge, which is fairly more stable than this piece clipped into a bar. However, I do like this design a lot more. It's a lot thinner, a lot more realistic looking. It also looks a lot less like Lego bricks that have been put together, and seeing Boba's hole on the side of his head there, you can definitely modify that to try and get the similar viewfinder on Boba's ear. Just a easy modification I might be making in the future. But Rex is sort of a combination of the best aspects of both of them. Of course, you've got the more Mando looking design, which isn't the best on Boba here. You can see there's a gap right at the front. Perhaps you can't see it too well on camera. You can see as I turn it, the pieces start to stick out, and the top bit is done very, very well. Again, mimicked here on Rex. The front bit is more or less the same as Boba Fett. The side they've actually rounded off a bit better to try and stop getting that big gap in the middle. So you actually have two much smaller gaps, and it's nice to see they've actually improved the work for Rex here rather than just taking the design they've already got. And perhaps that is why the helmet line stopped in the first place. Perhaps they reached a point where they were happy with what helmets they were putting out. There's nothing really they could have done to improve it, and decided to stop while they were on a high. But as you can see with the Stormtroopers underside, ignore that piece that snapped off. I will have to find where both of them go much later on. But the front sort of donut hole shaped pieces aren't built together too well. They're very not sturdy. They're just held on with the ball joints here and stuck in the gap here. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's where these pieces just go on. It's a very fragile build basically, and completely unlike this. They've improved that for Captain Rex, as it's all built in and bricked up for the bottom. In fact, they don't even stand out as far as they do here on the Stormtrooper. They do spin, so I guess that's an unintentional play feature. You could probably roll it along, but they just look so much better on Captain Rex. And even just the bodywork inside the helmet, you can see this is pretty hollow, and the few Technic bricks just holding in the top of where the stand was, whereas Rex just has the odd bracket keeping the sides on. It's a lot nicer to look at from the underside. All these slopes make it a nice rounded bottom, whereas the Stormtrooper's just flat, and it reminds you of the odd looking bottom to the actual Lego mold for the Stormtrooper helmet. If we were to take a look at the bottom of Boba, yeah, a few more pieces have come out when I was removing the stand, but you can even see with Boba, it's a lot of brackets and the helmet comes up at the bottom. But besides the wedge plates, there's nothing really rounding off the helmet at the bottom. I guess a Mando helmet's a bit smaller and thinner than a Trooper helmet, but out of the three of these, you can definitely see how they've improved from the Trooper, perhaps to Boba, and then finishing off with the best one here, Captain Rex. So the design has definitely improved across the three of them. Even that strip coming down the back is just nicer than the very flat head of the Trooper and Boba. I think they've actually got the same design on top. It's just this strip that makes it look a lot better. And the back of the helmet, there's a few different flat pieces and wedges to get the angles, whereas I feel like they've just tried to build a ball for the other two helmets. And of course, it's not just the Stormtrooper here that I'm picking on. Boba as well also has this similar design on top. The only thing that saves him is the slopes used on the bottom there, which I guess makes him more desirable than the Stormtrooper. I am very happy with all three of these helmets. This Trooper is actually my fiance's helmet, so thank you to her for letting me use it for this video. One thing that Rex has got that the other two don't really have too much is stickers. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 stickers on the Rex helmet, and they're all used pretty well. I can't really complain. This strip going around there is done very well. The Trooper only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I say only 10 is actually a lot, and comparing them to Boba, you just can't find any stickers on Boba. That's because Boba has no stickers. He's used the pieces very well for the Boba helmet. And you can see all these could have been stickers, but they've just played out instead. Perhaps it would have been nice to see for the Troopers. I don't know how Lego could do this. I can't critique saying that I can't improve myself. And Rex has actually got a lot more pieces detailing, sort of like Boba, where he's got the bullet mark on his skull and Rex has the Jake eyes bricked out. Honestly, that's probably my best feature of this set. I think definitely these could have been some sort of play with a slope over the top. But again, if I don't have a proper improvement, I can't really say much about it. So I think the Rex helmet is done very well. The main differences between the Trooper and Rex is this ear here. The Trooper is much larger and connects to the bottom of the helmet, which isn't too accurate to how they're seen in universe. Again, not too big a problem. It doesn't look too different, but I just much prefer the conciseness of Rex's helmet here. And again, it allows you to accessorize. You could even pull out this side and duplicate the other side if you want to take off the rangefinder, especially if you're making a different clone Trooper. And a lot of these stickers, like the tally markings at the top, are quite optional. If you prefer a cleaner design, you can keep the tally markings off. I think they could have even kept these stickers off on the side here for both this and the Stormtrooper, and it still works as a helmet piece. Perhaps more of a purist Lego helmet than an accurate in-universe representation. But honestly, I really like them. Of course, Rex is my favourite, and I love the Mando helmets, so it would have been nice to have seen a few of the details that Rex has in these other builds, and it would be really interesting to see if people go back to these builds. And as you can see, the bottom of these helmets for Rex and the Trooper are identical, so it'd be very interesting trying to build the Trooper with the bottom of Rex, because they're not too different as they might seem, especially with the mouthpiece. You can see it's a bit higher up on the Stormtrooper and sort of comes in the middle of the helmet, pretty much meets at the top where the eyes droop down. And especially for this nice sort of sloped off build that Boba doesn't have, there are a few gaps. There are quite a few gaps with the Boba helmet that would be nice to revisit the older two. But maybe that is a video for another time. For now, I've got to piece together the Trooper, piece together Boba from his stand, because none of them are as secure as Rex, and that is why Rex has a body and legs. And if you did want to watch that video, be sure to stay till the end screen where you can click on it. But that is all for me now. Do like if you enjoyed this very, very brief comparison of the 3 helmets, and let me know what other figures you would have liked to see a helmet for in the future. Perhaps LEGO will return one day and give us a few more helmets, but for now, that is all, and may the bricks be with you always.